Hey guys, welcome to Rhythm Radio, where we come together every week to talk about creating new rhythms in our lives, our businesses, our health. And today I want to talk about two things that can help you grow. Now, this is a perfect time for growth. Coming out of 2020, we're in a new era now, and there are things that we really are anxious to bring back, and maybe there are things that we aren't so eager to bring back into our world. Maybe there are things that we want to keep from the last year. And I think that one of the beautiful things about this time is that we can really reinvent. It's a time for reinvention, and we can work on designing our best environment so that we can emerge as our best selves. And by environment, I don't just mean our physical space. I've talked about how I've repainted and reorganized and designed my office, and that's great. Redesigning your physical space can change the energy for sure, but also redesigning sort of the human environment, your interactions with people, your choices, and that kind of thing. Redesigning the human environment is also really important. It could be how much alone time you need. It could be how much interaction you need. It could be the kind of help that you need. It could be just how you communicate with people, how you spend your time. It can be all kinds of different things. And there are two things that I think that can help us grow, especially coming out of this past year. And one is learn to say no. So we need to learn when to say no and how to say no for some of us. Now, this is a great time as we reemerge and reinvent to figure out what we want to say no to. And for me, I'm very protective of my time and my energy. And so, an example would be earlier in the week, I have two fabulous colleagues and friends who I love dearly that I'm collaborating with on an essential oil project. And the only time that we could all get together on that particular day was 9 o'clock at night. Well, I know my cycle and my pattern, and I am not going to be at my best at that time. Frankly, I'm generally in my pajamas then and in bed, maybe not sleeping, but reading, possibly watching something. But I am not going to be a great contributor or a great partner, or collaborator at that time. So I had to really say no on that. So learning to say no. Another time that I'm learning to say no. So for example, there was a happy hour last night that someone had asked me about going to earlier in the day, and was trying to like convince me to go. And I realized that one of the things pre-pandemic that I used to say is that I really want to be home at least one weekday night a week. So pre-2020, I was out every night of the week, either teaching workshops, going to networking events, seeing friends for dinner, anything. It could be a variety of things, sometimes personal, sometimes professional, but always out and never having that sort of quiet time at home to kind of refill my well. Well, as they say, careful what you wish for, because then I got like a whole year of being at home. So now I'm excited to be going out. But when she was asking me last night, I just was like, you know what? I knew I had plans tonight. And I just felt that I needed to tune in to what I really needed and wanted and just say no. And I said, I would love to go with you to that, but I'm just going to have to pass this time, maybe next month. And one of the things that I think has been a great gift from 2020 is I have totally released any FOMO that I have. I do not have fear of missing out on anything. I actually would rather work on living my passions and being authentic to my life than scrolling on social media and looking at somebody else living vicariously through someone else. So, number one way to grow is learn to say no. Number two, in terms of a great way to grow, is know when to let go. So those may sound similar, but they're actually different. Knowing when to say no is to like not let things coming in. It's really kind of protecting from what you let in to your world, into your energy, into your mindset, into your schedule. And knowing when to let go is looking at what you're already carrying around with you and seeing what you can release, right? So maybe it's something, learn how when to let go of a habit that's not serving you, right? So one habit that I kind of picked up over COVID is I ended up starting to have a second cup of coffee every morning because I was home and what the heck. And while I enjoy having my one cup of coffee, I did not need to have 2 cups of coffee. So I really needed to know when to let go of that habit, that wasn't a habit that was going to serve me. And I know some health coaches will say I have no coffee, but I do enjoy my 1 cup, and I've always been very like limited in the amount of coffee I have first thing in the morning, and then I'm done. But some bad habits kind of creep in over the last year, and so I need to know when to let that go. Could be in your business. Is there a product or service that's just not working anymore and you need to know when to let go of that? Or is it a relationship, people that you're collaborating with, or it could be a client, and it's time to just let go. And you can look at both of these rules in terms of business. Know when to say no to a client that doesn't uh, fit with you. So in order to work most authentically, I want to work with people that are motivated for change, that are committed, that are fun to work with. I don't want to ever be dragging people along because that doesn't serve them or me. So know when to say no of a client that's not going to be a good fit for you if you get that vibe right off the bat. And then learn when to let go of the client that is just not working, right? Or maybe it's a collaboration. I love collaborating with people. I love it when everybody kind of joins in and pulls their own weight. Right now, I'm in a couple of collaborations, and one of them is with truly like talented, cool women that are just really on the ball, and it's just so much fun. So when I start to get in collaborations where I'm really, carrying the load or feeling that it's draining me, it's time to know when to let go. So those are my 2 suggestions of how to grow as we emerge from this past year. Learn to say no and know when to let go. So I'd love to know which of those work for you and how you might have tried them in your life, what you've let go of or what you've said no to. And catch you next time on Rhythm Radio. Thanks for listening.